Don't miss out on these free 50 stones as you prep for the Tanabata celebration. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We are back for another Dokkan Battle video. It is that time again. The 59th World Tournament is just a few short hours away, and in this video we're going to break down everything you need to do, not only to get yourself a copy of these free units that are actually kind of decent, as well as your next copy of the LR Grandpa Gohan. We're going to show you what you got to do to get 50 stones. That's a full multi, either recovering from the Global Dokkan celebration or building yourself up to the next major celebration, which should be the Tanabata campaign, right? This tournament should run from till the 24th, and from there, in just 4 short days, we should be beginning the next campaign. So hey, you know, getting yourselves all prepped up for that. So let's go ahead and let's jump on in and let's talk stones, because I know that's what you're all here for. We're going to take a look at the 50th World Tournament here on the Dokkan Wiki, just because they have not updated this. This is one of the greatest sort of breakdowns created website-wise for the World Tournaments, and I don't think anybody's updated anything similar enough to this, but it's still the same. The units viewed here are different, but everything else is still the same. So when we get to certain characters along the way on this, we will see or actually we could do the 50 first. It'll be a little more updated, but basically when we get to a certain point, right, we'll just acknowledge which unit this should be over what other one. So let's start with your wins, right? That's the typical first way to get most of your rewards. So as you can see here, as you get 1, 2, 3, 4 wins, they build up. So starting with the first set of wins all the way up to 20 wins, we get 2 stones for 2 wins. All right, we get another 3 stones when we get up to 6 wins, right? 2 stones at 9 wins, giving us 5 stones total there at 9 wins. Continuing on down, you can see that there are no more stones for the wins. It's just getting the 5 wins to get your stones. But obviously, as you progress through the rest of what we're going to talk about, you're going to see that, you know, you're going to get all of these rewards. So you can see here the rewards that they gave out during this time were the rewards that were of the characters who were awakening at that time, which was the World Tournament Piccolo, the Broly movie Gohan, the Super Saiyan Universe 6 Tournament Goku, and the World Tournament Goku as well. So because all of these characters are easy gain. So if we look here at the wins, right, they had the Gohan, the Goku, and the World Tournament Goku. So this looking at the characters who should be easy gain during this World Tournament, right, one of those is the Goku, because he's the DB Saga unit, is probably the Anin, so you probably get a copy of her, and then one of those other 2 copies will be the Int Caulifla and the Tech Kale. So just know that whenever we see those coming through here, right, those are going to be the units. So 5 stones from the wins. Moving on, right, you have your tiers, right? So as you gain points, you're going to get stones from the various tiers, and you can see we've got another, reaching the highest tier, the Beerus tier, gets you 5 stones for that tier. Previously, the Supreme Kai tier, you're getting another 5 stones, 1 stone for the Kami tier, and 1 for the King Choppa tier. So that is 12 stones in total here, combined with our 5 here. That's 17 total stones stones so far that we're looking at. The next one we have is the score, right? And so this is why I told you, like, the wins, you're gonna get past this wins if you're going for the score, right? So typically to get the max score, the max stones, it usually ends at about 23 million, but there's quite a bit of stones here for racking up the points, right? At 10,000 you get one, another one at 50,000, another two at 4 million, and then another 3 at 6.7 million, and another 3 at 8.6 million, another 3 at 12 million, and the last 3 at 23 million, as I said, right? So if we total that up, that's 1, 2, 3. All right, so that puts our total at 20 right there. 22, 25, 28, and then 31, 34 at 18 million, and then lastly 37 at 23 million. So 37's just for playing the game, really, right? Like getting 23 million points can take a while, but it's not gonna be that much, right? It's gonna be maybe an hour or 2 to 3, depending on how fast you're going, of grinding. Like this, you're gonna get out of the way real quick. All right, so that's all right. 30. That is 37 stones there, and then lastly for your stones for your stones from winning in a row. Now there aren't that many stones available from this, right? You've got 1 here, you've got 2 at 8 wins in a row, and then that's it. So only 3 stones. So that puts us at 47 stones, or 40 stones total, right? Because 37, right? So 40 stones total from getting at least 9 wins in a row, which you're probably going to get more than that by the time you get to your 23 million. Getting your 23 million points, reaching Beerus tier, and then of course getting up to at least 9 wins in a row. And again, if you're just playing through, right, trying to get all of this, you're gonna get most of these rewards regardless, right? It doesn't take that long. So that's 40 stones there. But wait, you said that there was going to be 50 stones, and there are, right? So there are extra missions available in your daily missions tab, and they are just simply joining the world tournament. Win 1 to 10 times, you get 3 more for the dailies missions here, and this is for 3 days in a row, totaling up in 9 stones, plus the 1 for winning 3 times. Makes your total for 50 stones. So like I said, 50 stones for the whole world tournament. That is a whole multi that you want to be doing here as you go through, because look, I mean, I know most of us are tapped out from Global Dokkan Celebration, right? So knowing that you have at least a multi ready for the next campaign is definitely a good thing. And I know a lot of people aren't big fans of World Tournament, but I mean, at least doing what you can to get the stones, and get yourself some free copies of the new units. As I mentioned before, right, like as you go through these wins, you're getting free copies. Like you don't even have to use your tournament tickets to summon for these guys. You're getting free copies of these World Tournament units for getting your wins, all right, getting certain scores, right? Although this one, this will probably be replaced. The 20,000 is usually the LR Easy A. I believe the last World Tournament LR Easy A was Tau, so they could give more copies of Tau, or just replace this with, right, Anin or Kale and Cauliflower. You could just replace them with one of these, because they did give quite a few copies of Tau already. But it is there. And then of course your wins in a row are also going to get you more copies, right? So like theoretically, like running through this, if you had none of these Easy A units, you're going to walk out of this tournament with each one of them at 79%, which, I mean, 2 dupes, that's good. That's great. You'd be able to enjoy them at close to their full potential if you didn't have them already. And I mean, honestly, they're kind of decent. Looking at him, like the cauliflower does what typical cauliflower does, right? She's got crit per Peppy Gals or Universe 6, right? When you have a Kale, she's got a 70% chance to evade. All right, when that Kale is on the same turn, an 80% chance to evade, and on her first turn, she has a 90% chance to evade, assuming Kale is on rotation with her, right? So, like, I mean, that's pretty good, right? That's typically what cauliflowers do. Plus, she's an attack and defense stacker now, so that could be fun, right? That could be really fun, depending on how she works out. And then looking at the tech Kale here, right? We are looking at, all right, yeah, okay, see, typically, so cauliflower is the defense, sort of dodge tank, whereas Kale is just like the STR Kale, right? She's got guard, and so she's going to be more stat defensive, right? Though it does, I'd say it probably does depend on what her final defense is looking like. She is greatly stacking attack and raising defense, so that could be interesting, right? Having this, right? Because that was one of the issues, right? With their higher stats, right? For those who have been trying to do the Universe 6 run on Festival of Battles, they might actually be able to help get it done, because the STR Kale and cauliflower, like, they couldn't just raise, their stats were too low previously, and they couldn't raise fast enough. Maybe these guys can, so might be worth it trying to pick these guys up if that's something you're trying to do, if you want that challenge. But definitely, I do want to make sure that overall you are pushing yourself to get these missions done for the free stones. At the very least, do your 23 million points here, and that way you get all the units and all the stones. You don't have to go all the way. You don't have to be trying to place here, right, in your locals top 10. You don't have to be trying to place, you know, in the, you know, top 1,000 for the major rewards. Just do what you can to get at least the 50 stones. That's always my big recommendation to everybody now. I do want to close out with one last thing. I know many people have asked, but, you know, I do have a video on it, and I'll link that video in the description. Like, what are the best teams to use here in the World Tournament to help us out? And nothing's changed, right? We got a lot of new AoEs and real good extreme type units that you would think would be good for World Tournament, but it really is still kind of the Broly game, right? So we had talked previously about basically one of the best teams to run against the World Tournament for sake of speed and how it sets the seed for the highest possible scores is one of these two teams here, led by the Majunior or led by the AGL Vegeta if you have them. Is probably one of the better ways to set it up here. And that's just simply because of, like I said, how it loads in the seed and the speed of which you can get it done, right? The 220, everybody here being on the 220 or close to it for Vegeta allows, right, you to hit really hard on these active skills, right? Especially if your characters are at lower duped levels, right? It really does help this out. So this is definitely the better team to get things done faster if you can build this team. And I will link the video in the description where we go in detail about why and how this team works in World Tournament. So guys, that is it for our video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel in the comments down below. Let us know, will you be grinding out this World Tournament? Is there any of these units in particular you're excited for? Me personally, like I said, I'm always a fan of getting Universe 6 buffs, so if I can pull off this team, I'm going to be really excited. And then, of course, right, the Yamcha EZA DB Saga buffs are always welcome. So otherwise, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching, and aloha.